Welcome back to Pole Barn Garage, where today we're going to begin the tale of three vans. The first van being the 4x4 Ludwig van. This is 77 GMC Vandura 1-ton factory Pathfinder 4-wheel drive van. And it sucks. This thing is so rusty, it could never see the road again. However, it is full of good parts. So let us visit van number 2. This is van number 2. It's an 84 Chevy van. It's half-ton, but it is a short wheelbase van, just like the 4x4 van. End of the day, what we want to do is put all the 4x4 stuff underneath this van, which is from Arizona. Very solid, literally no rust. The 4x4 van has a 350 in it. It's seized. This van has a 350 in it. It doesn't run that good, which brings us to van number 3. This enormous pile of crap is van number 3. It's a huge church van. It's a 95. It is very rusty. The frame is destroyed on it. However, under the hood here is a 454. It's very rare to have a 454 in a van. This has all the van specific 454 things that we will need. So what we're going to be doing today is ripping the 454 out of here, extracting it gently, and getting it ready to go into the future 4x4 van. This thing's out of gas, battery's probably dead. Let's get it fired up and pulled in the shop. I'm going to put gas in this so it can drive 100 yards that way and then have the engine immediately removed. Why is that so high? You might notice I've found the only person stupid enough to help me with this, Buff. So thanks for that. Oh. This isn't working. Let me go get a battery. Mostly fits. Yeah, I guess we'll pull it up further and then we'll just roll it back when we're ready to pull it. Inches to spare. Yeah.
So you can fit a 28 passenger van in the Pole Barn Garage.
I guess we begin by removing literally everything. Now Buff has an ulterior motive for being here. He needs this, the evaporator box here. And he's welcome to it, if my Sawzall doesn't get it first. We unfortunately have to be kind of gentle as we remove all the parts off of this thing, because frankly I probably need a lot of this stuff, like the fan shroud, the radiator, the core support even. A lot of this is 454 specific. It's just because it's a lot of engine to squeeze into a little tiny space. Eve! Well, there's one of those. Oh, look, I feel accomplished already. I guess I'll try to recover the antifreeze out of it. It's probably still good. Yes. We'll say there was an alarmingly low amount of that in there.
It didn't have a lot.
Fixed. I've lost the ratchet. Ugh.
Oh, you...
That bad boy has a 4L80 in it, but the transmission is bad in this. It won't shift out a second. I think we found out why.
Was that 10W30 or transfer?
We got the radiator out. That took a while. Because of that, the shroud. You know what? I don't care. Rip it out of there. There we go. We'll put electric fans in it. It'll be way better. Look! A big block. So I was kind of hoping that maybe this engine had been replaced at some point. It has had a new water pump, new radiator hose, and it looks like the timing cover has been off of it, perhaps. It's definitely had an intake put on it. You can see RTV oozed out around the intake. That'd be cool. About got her?
One bolt.
Ah, well, Buff almost has his prize. And we're going to motor mounts, transmission mount, and exhaust away from removing this thing. So there's 4 bolts that secure the drive shaft to the tail shaft yoke of the transmission. And that's 4 too many as far as I'm concerned. Fine! It's sizzling.
You're halfway there.
I know! Fine, I'll unbolt it. Remove engine, Buff. No problem. Goodbye.
I got it!
Yes.
I got it! No, I don't got it.
It's not coming. This has been a nightmare, to say the least. Many hours later, we still haven't really gotten anywhere because pulling engines out of vans is terrible. You'll be pleased to know it's only 2 in the morning. What did the tensile strength tester find? One of those, of course. Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Beautiful. She is free. That starter bolt. we should do something about this. And so this piece of shit is now on an engine stand, leaving behind a bloodbath. Well, I was out here cleaning up the garage to work on something else, because this is kind of a long-term project, right? I figured I might as well take this opportunity to clean the 454 out of the van. And so that way I don't have to clean the garage twice when all this crap ends up on the floor. I'm going to start with removing exhaust manifolds and all that kind of ancillary stuff. I have a new intake. Unfortunately, I cracked one of these valve covers pulling it out. So I have these chrome valve covers I got at the swap meet. I have some cool MT ones, but they're too tall, you know, and those chrome ones are actually a little bit shorter than these. As long as they'll clear the rockers, those are going to be better. I mean, we need as much room as possible to get this big old bastard in a van. Knock a couple of them off. I knew it was a reman. Look at that little thing. See this little washer? Mm-hmm. That's glued on there with a special kind of glue, so if the engine ever gets hot, it'll fall off. Like it just did. Guarantee void if removed. So it's a reman engine, probably like a parts jobber engine, you know, something like that. Nothing special, but that means she's been gone through at some point. Weapon of choice today is, as always, Super Clean's aerosol foaming degreaser. Not that this thing's really even that dirty, but good and good for you. That's not their slogan, actually. Don't sue me.
Apparently, do not get it on your cuts.
Oh yeah, it burns like a mother. I got some Chevy orange here. Let's just spray bomb this thing. Then once it dries, we can pop the intake off, and we'll give it a few coats of this. And I wanted it to be orange instead of black, you know, or blue, because I wanted to open up that doghouse, and there's a big bright orange big block sitting there. You know what I mean?
You doing the oil can too?
Oh yeah. Everything. This paint seems to dry pretty quick, so we'll go ahead and yank the distributor out of it. Pop this intake off, pop the valve covers off, and I have a new Performer intake, some gaskets, and a GM Performance distributor to put in it. But then I'm going to have to deal with some broken off exhaust manifold bolts, but I just don't feel like doing that right now. So we will tackle that later, put that off until the last second, and then I'll go, uh-oh, I need to do that. Shouldn't have painted it first, probably.
Yeah, that was a dumb idea.
One piece of crap TBI distributor. Goodbye! Hey, there we go.
It's actually pretty clean. I think. I don't know what that
is. It clean? I probably dropped some. Maybe that thing is spotless.
Yeah.
So this is a flat tappet camshaft, but it's got the provisions for a roller, I think. Well, I bought a gasket set here. I got the intake gaskets, but I bought it for a later model engine, and it came with, well, later model valve cover gaskets, which we can't use. So those will stay on here for now. We'll put some fancy ones on later. There's our new Edelbrock intake on here. She's for oval ports. However, of course, these are called peanut ports because they're so tiny. They're little peanuts. They're pathetic. However, they do have very good port velocity. It makes them good for a truck or towing application, which is, of course, exactly what GM had in mind. And I got a whole new bolt kit here from Holly's clearance section. We got lots of fancy things for this thing. Well, there we go. This is as far as we can go for now. I don't have that in and on top dead set. We'll have to do that right later. The second step in the grand 4x4 van adventure is the 4x4 van. If you haven't seen Ludwig, the 4x4 van, check out this video here. It's been over a year since I bought this thing, and it's just too damn rusty to fix. But don't worry, we're gonna do something with it. So let's get this thing in the shop and gut it. I will now pull thing over the thing that's blocking the wheel thing, and yeah.
That thing right there.
Come on, Swanee.
Onward, Swanson. Oh, Van Gogh. Uh-oh, what?
It rolls really good.
Yeah.
Are you gonna drive this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. It has no brakes or anything, so.
Oh, I don't even need my
No.
feet. Just don't fall through the hole.
Yeah.
All right.
Which one? But yeah. No damage done. I am very happy that it actually fit. I kind of thought it might not. Next step here is to get this thing way the hell up in the air, because the engine is supposed to come out the bottom of these vans. Just that's how they were assembled. And we don't need the engine out of this, but we do need the engine cross member as well as the axles and everything else. Now you don't know this, but I've already pulled the transmission out of here and I've had it rebuilt. It should be good to go. And I don't actually know how high this thing needs to be, but I know how high I can get it, and that's just gonna have to work, isn't it? Well, this is terrifying. If you guys want me to have a lift, I guess you're just gonna have to hit subscribe, you know.
Okay.
I don't know about that. Try this. I like that better. Oh.
What? How is that possible?
Probably the floor's down a little bit over here or something. Or, you know, maybe the cinder block is a little off. It's time. Well, actually, first things first, we did reorient the cinder blocks so that they are safer now. You guys pointed out on Facebook and Instagram that I did them wrong, and that was because they were kind of wobbly, but we got it figured out. I want to get all this done up here, and then we'll move underneath. That's going to begin with, got to get this brush guard off of here and the front bumper. Brush guard's bolted through the front shackle of the spring, and it has tow hooks on it, if you notice. So if you were ever to pull anything with this, you'd just be pulling on the spring shackle. Brilliant design, really.
Nice.
Carbide blades are bad mamma jammas. Timber! Jesus.
Heavy.
That's how you get one of those off. Change of plans. I'm pulling the axle next. It's right here, easily accessible, and it won't have to roll around in all the goop that falls out of that engine. My plan is to just take the whole frame rail and just have the frame rails, and then I'll have everything will be there for me to copy it to the new van. First thing I'm gonna do here is separate the rag joint that's up in there and unbolt the steering box. Alright, there's that. Oh yeah, we have power steering lines to take off. We could just drop this whole thing out with the axle, and it's all in one piece. That would be ideal. I'm sure this is gonna puke. It's guts all over my face. Just got the return line off the steering box, and nothing came out of it. So that tells me it probably leaks profusely. Where does it go? I'm gonna guess all over the steering box that's covered in fluid. I believe the only correct thing to do here would be to do nothing at all, so we won't. That is a beefy steering box. I don't think they have boxed the frame or anything like that. Hopefully the other van looks similar to this. Oh, there's no room for impact. Damn it. We'll go manual mode. I am the human impact after all. I would take the wheels off, but I think those are going to come in handy later when we drop this. Oh, if that bolt just broke, it would not hurt my feelings. See if I can't cut the nut side off of it, since that nut rounded off. Got it. And I got to keep the shock so I know how long it needs to be. Win-win. I'm gonna do the other side. You know, the sketchiness here just wasn't really doing it for me, so let's turn it up to 11 and go for these shackles. Don't worry, I have the differential supported by a jack and a block of wood and nothing else. I just like to live dangerously sometimes, you know? Gotta keep that blood moving. Hopefully this bolt will spin in the bushing with an impact. If it won't, we're kind of screwed. Alright, so it's starting to spin. I'm going to tap on the thread of the bolt with a hammer as I turn it. Ah! Oh yeah. There she goes. Before I knock that one out the rest of the way, I'm going to get the front one ready to rock. Yep. It is similarly stuck, I think. No, this one's good. Good. Now, this stuff didn't look like it was in that bad shape. Okay, it doesn't seem to have any weight on it. Good. I really don't want to be under there when that falls out. Okay, bolts out. The other one was painless, so something bad surely about to happen. Shit. Snap that puppy clean off. We'll come back to it and try to drive it out. Let's get the front one. Alright, well, only one bastard child. Let's deal with him. Oh, it's trying. Yes. Just get it broke free from that sleeve in the bushing. Now if we just get it out the other side without it killing us, that's a win. I ain't got to lift, torch. This is how regular guys do shit in their driveway. This is what we do, right? Okay. That's that. Aha! Yeah, baby. That is a heavy son buck. Oh, look how wide open it is under there now. We can get that engine out the bottom, no problem. Guess that'll be our next step is pull the motor. Now I think I'll just take a relax in the vintage 90s lawn chair that was inside of it. Oh, that's good. Feels like nostalgia. I might fall through. Under the advice of my brother, I bought this strange Chinese ultrasonic cleaner off of Amazon for $100. I got some bolts in there. Let's see what happens. Time to pull the motor. We're going to start with ripping the grill and stuff off and the radiator and core support and everything. I'll disable the nitrous kit right now. Pull it off. All the way. Oh God. No, we have to lay it that.
Okay. So let's turn it that way.
Okay. I think we got to pull the radiator out to get the rest of the core support bolts out. Oh. Make a mess, ain't I? There we go. Oh. It's a good radiator. The whole core support doesn't seem to come out. The top plate does, but that doesn't really help us. You know, on the internet, everyone says, oh, just take the core support out. Well, you can't. It's welded to the fan. Spot welded here. Maybe we could take that part off. I mean, I'll cut the whole front end of it off if I have to, but I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Plan. I'm going to take the top plate of this and this part out because that unbolts. And then I'm going to take a Sawzall and just cut the inside of these panels out. The only reason I would even need this is just so we could have the round headlight buckets. And I can do that just by taking the inside piece out and screwing it into the other car or other van. And JD pulled the shifter out of here, you know, with blunt force for the four-wheel drive shifter. Now he's going to disconnect the speedometer cable. This thing actually had cruise control. I didn't know that. Yeah, but yeah, just get her ready to pull, and I'm going to keep working on the front of it. How's it going in there?
Kind of good.
Trying to get that throttle cable still?
Yeah, there's still the little nut here, and it doesn't move.
Yeah, just squeeze the little square on the throttle cable there, and it'll pop right off. This worked pretty well. I'll be able to attach that to the new van if I need to. We were going to lift it from the bottom and support it, but we had the brilliant idea to hang it, you know, like you would normally pull an engine. Right here. What do you think?
It's gonna work, definitely.
This is way better than the other way,
Yeah, it is.
probably. I mean, at least it's got something supporting it whenever we're pulling stuff off under. It probably got 0.3 of a second to get out of the way. I can do that. My reflex is pretty good. Best I can tell, you got 3 3/4-inch bolts going up into something up in here. There's no nuts, so hopefully some sort of thread. If not, I'll cut them. And then 2 9/16 bolts on the side. Those actually go all the way through, and they got a nut on the back side. We're off to a great start. Already rounded one off. I'm just going to cut the heads of these off. Alright, now I will position my head directly under this. Well, there must be something threaded in there, huh?
Yeah.
Weird. Well, maybe I'll just stay back here a little bit. You know. Oh boy. Whoa.
Oh.
Okay. Oh no. Those bolts go through both sides of it.
Oh.
I gotta drive them all the way through.
Huh.
Oh, balls. That out of the way. We ended up just cutting that one off on both sides, and we're just gonna hope that Isaac Newton and his gravity kind of, you know, get rid of it for us. Ooh.
Nice.
Hey, that's how that's supposed to work. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
also how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, I know, right? Huh. It's pretty good.
I can't believe that came out.
Glad it did. Here we go. I'll take a broken off bolt. That's fine. Cool. Oh boy, here we go. Nothing happened. That's. I was really hoping that wouldn't be the case. Did we miss something? Is there something else?
Maybe try jacking it up and see.
And just,
What?
it's probably wedged in there pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
give it a few love taps.
Oh.
Oh, stupid.
God.
Oh my god, this is dumb.
Whoa.
Why is it moving so much? I feel like it shouldn't be moving that much.
Oh.
Dude.
Just
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. Let me go whack the other side. This will be the side that's going to be the...
Yeah, the actual one that falls.
Well, that's going to be a pain. Well, it's still
Yeah.
got part of a bolt holding it. Come on.
Yeah, just keep.
Yeah.
Oh, oh my god.
God.
No.
What is happening?
Oh. Set it down.
Oh, that would have been really bad.
The whole thing.
Why is it so bouncy?
I don't know. Your hand is in the way of it.
That damn bolt is a tough bolt.
Yeah.
Got a paper thin piece inside of that cross member just holding it on. This is stupid. Maybe how I die.
Oh, oh, the whole car is shaking.
Got a wedge in there. I'm gonna try to just smack that wedge till it opens up that gap around the bolt, maybe.
Shake hands for danger.
Whew.
Did you get that?
No, like half of it.
How am I alive? Hey, it did exactly what we thought it was gonna do.
Yeah.
Teeter-totter.
And we didn't do anything about it.
Man, look at the wheelies this thing does. So, how's this gonna work now?
I don't know. I think we
Okay,
can
so, okay, our physics are a little off.
Isaac Newton failed us. I think the engine's, yeah. You need to tighten the thing up. It's going down.
I ain't gonna go too far.
That's true. No, stop.
What the hell do we do now?
No.
No, it was that close. Well, okay, I do know what to do. We set the front down.
Yeah.
And then just jack up the rear. So when we do this on the other van, what do you think? We gotta
put something on the, like, under the wheels so they don't.
rock.
Yeah. Don't play with it.
Why? It's fun. Whee! Okay, so here's what we do. Jack this thing up on the back, get it back level. So I still need to cut out the whole front frame section. I'm gonna jack it up until I hit those front stands. Am I on the stands?
You're barely on the stands.
Am I coming off the back stands?
No.
Okay. Yeah, and we can't trust that jack, of course. But we still need to be able to pull the rear end out of it. So we'll do this. And this will be perfectly safe.
Oh.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, get it right. Or like right in there. Yeah. Ooh.
That's what it was made for. Well, I got my transmission jack under there to catch the engine. Oh my god.
Ooh.
We should have left it higher. Let me just go move that jack stand down a couple notches.
Okay. Wow, you're behind it.
Clear now.
Oh, clear. Yeah.
Alright.
Is that terrifying to you?
Oh yeah. The logical thing to do is teeter the van back more.
Uh-huh.
Just need a little more room. You know?
Uh-huh.
Is that gonna do it? Nope.
Ah,
Alright. There we go.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, no, that worked well. Alright, last thing I want to do tonight is risk my life and crawl in there and then cut this front frame section out. If I have the whole thing, then I have the locations of every single bracket, brace, and if this is added reinforcement, I have it all, you know, and I need that, at least to copy it. I don't think I have to crawl under it, I just have to stand in it. Well, I gotta crawl under it right here. Oh!
And then you die.
Is it gonna be easy? No. Is it even gonna work? I have no idea. Finish it on the outside or should I
outside.
stay in here?
Outside. Be safer.
Safer.
Well, nothing's safe.
I've got my safety glasses on.
Oh, yeah.
What more do people want, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Bastard. Oh, hell yeah.
Ah, pretty good. Let's go.
There's one.
Oh. Oh my god.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Freaking there.
There we go.
Well, let's start with the shocks on the rear end, shall we?
Yeah.
On the impact. Look at the size of this freaking bolt.
Dang.
Good God. Oh, cut brake lines, cut the parking brakes. You know, we're not cowards. We don't need that. Got it. Wow. So I can't get this bolt out because this trailer hitch thing's in the way. I could try to unbolt that trailer hitch, but that doesn't look like it's gonna move. So I'm just gonna cut the shackle mount itself off, I think. I'm gonna go cut the other side, and then we'll let the jack down, and maybe it'll break off that little bit that's holding it. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, it's out. Let's go ahead and get these unbolted.
Yeah.
exhaust. You gotta keep it. Oh, yeah, it's froze though. See the metal sleeve and that bushing?
Yeah.
It's froze to it.
Oh.
Those bolts were froze in the sleeves, of course, in the rear shackle. Can't buy any of it. Well, maybe you can, but I don't know what it's for, because this van never existed. I've got some new shackles coming. I don't think they're the right ones, but we'll try them. I'm going to drive these bushings out of the spring, and we can replace these easy enough. JD's pulling apart the dash. He found some sweet shades, man. Those are vintage. Yeah. Purple and everything.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's corpses in there, I think. Ooh. Wow. Well, I've consulted our head engineer, and he says this is the best way to get this out of here. So, I mean, you know, when this goes wrong, you know who to blame. No. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna gently. Oh my God. This is Zane, by the way. Anyway, I had to bring some help. I don't want to die alone. We're gonna set it down on these wheels here, and it's just gonna slide right out. I mean, it's not gonna be any problem at all. We're gonna jack up the back there by the trailer hitch. Then we're gonna get our stands out, set it down on the wheels. We're gonna line the blocks up in a row so it won't tear into my floor. And then I'm gonna pull really, really hard with my truck. This doesn't weigh very much for some reason.
Oh, you still gotta go further up.
What? Gotta be gentle. Gentle is key here. Yeah, so anyway, I'll keep going.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
she's gonna fall.
Oh, the jack is going sideways.
Okay, so let's put this back down, really. I mean, what? I'm gonna lower the back jack. Oh, she's going down. Why, hell yeah. You got 2x4? Where's the 2? There we go. Spread the weight out with this.
Yeah.
JD, you gonna drive this thing out of here?
No.
Why not? You don't want to ride in it? It'd be like a carnival ride. It's too much for it. It wasn't too much for it 2 seconds ago. Oh, that's it. That's it, baby.
It's going down.
Huh?
Yeah, it's still going down. We need someone to like pump it.
All right, somebody maintain pressure on this, and I'll crawl under it.
Jenga for idiots.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. He's ready. Hell yeah. Now it'll just slowly let itself down. Wait, it's gonna fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna fall bad.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
She's listed a little hard. It's okay. Yeah, the jack is completely stuck for some
About
reason.
my fourth one.
Oh shit!
Alright,
Yeah, how dare you
get it
first
low
now.
enough, I will change the truck to this thing, and we're just getting rid of it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just drop this. It'll be alright. It'll be alright.
Just
I'll give her. I got the touch.
You got the touch. You got a magic touch to this.
Scientist, really. I watched some YouTube videos once. Oh my God!
Why so quick? Wait, it's gonna lower itself. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Baby. Oh, it's like, come on, baby. It's like perfect. Fuck yeah. All right.
So perfect.
That worked just as I anticipated. As a scientist, I knew that was going to happen. There's only one truck I trust for a job like this, and the Swanee just ain't gonna cut it. Blue will do it. 454, 411s, 4 low. Let's see what happens.
up and move it into the target range when it dries up, but I got it close. Well, I got my comfortable working chair here. And remember all those bolts that broke off in the exhaust manifolds of this big block? It's time to get them out. So I'm going to do all that. I just drill them and then I eat them out with a little carbide bit. Also, you might remember me and JD painting this. Well, you can see how well that lasted. That VHT paint is garbage. So we will fix that too before we put it in the fan. I drill a hole, right? Kind of like I've done here. I take a carbide bit. Usually I use a die grinder, but the drill's actually doing it. I shoo that bolt away, and I'm always looking at it, and eventually you'll be able to see like this one. You can just barely start to see the threads show. Once the threads start to show, I'll run a tap through there, and it'll pull it out. Now, I don't have a tap set right now. I gotta buy one tomorrow. Quality VHT coatings. Paint suited for the rigors of daily driving. Well, this paint didn't stick, but you know what will?
What?
Tractor paint. Tractor paint will stick to anything. Anything, anywhere, at any point in time. That's right, you can time travel with it. About this, I think, Kubota orange here, you know, I was very specific in picking out something that was orange. So we're gonna mix this up, and I'm not gonna leave my handy lawn chair here because it's very comfortable. We're gonna dump some random hardener I had in the cabinet in it. And that's gonna work. Dump a little in here. Oh, that's enough hardener for sure. So that's the correct ratio right there. You can tell because that's how much I had. And there we go. See, it's a little thin though. So it might take a couple coats. And that's probably because I didn't mix it at all.
Yeah, that's way too thin.
Is that the hardener making it that thin, perhaps?
Probably.
I mean, it is orange. Orange is a terrible color to paint, but still. We're out here. I got all the bolts out of that. That baby's ready to rock for the most part. Put some valve covers on it. Got to get the cross member off of this, and then Cody's going to drag this hunk of crap home for some reason, and then try to make it run. Have fun with that.
I like boat anchors.
It's a good one of those. We could just take the engine mounts out, and that cross member will drop right off. We'll take the engine mounts too, and just transfer it all right onto the big block, because small block Chevy, big block Chevy, same difference. Nice.
Oh. Ooh, jeez.
All right, here she comes. That is a heavy son of a buck.
Yeah, it is.
Hey,
It's made out of the finest 1/4-inch plate.
mounting the cross member on the big block, it just doesn't quite make it. Handy wear line right there where it's hitting it, you know? We just gotta make a little room easy, really. That barely clears. Actually, it doesn't clear at all. It'll self-clearance eventually, though, I imagine. That's how that works. You'll note that we didn't clean or paint any of this, and that was because I don't want to. Before we pull the other van in, let's swap valve covers real quick. Oh, yeah, that looks awful. You know what? Let's just see. Well, I didn't see any of that. Did you see that? I didn't
No,
see it.
I don't see nothing.
Pick these bad boys up. Swap meet, $20. I gave him 10. They proclaimed to the world that I got a 454 in this son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Behold, the desert van. I bought this in Phoenix whenever we were down at Duct Tape Drags in Tucson. I saw it pop up on Marketplace and snagged it. Why? Because it's a shorty van and it has no rust. And the whole plan all along was to put four-wheel drive stuff under this. Under the hood, it's got a decent running little small block in it and a 700 R4. We'll keep that. Also seems to have a 12-volt 373s in it. Maybe that's worth keeping. Look how perfect that is. That is original paint on every bit of this. Now it's been whacked in the front, but that doesn't really matter because we have the better looking front end to put on it anyway. Not only that, but see how there's this hideous window in the side here? Can't have that. He threw in a paneled door and paneled rear doors. These are really tough to find. Step 1, get rid of the annoying little hood.
Oh.
I think I'm going to just do the front of this one first. So we just jack the front up, get it blocked up, and try to get the front end in. I would rather do the rear first, but I don't have the bushings. And I don't have the time to wait. I think it'll be a little less sketchy if we just leave the back on the ground. We'll see. We'll see. Could get interesting. Well, I got it up a little bit, but I had to cut the exhaust off so I could get my blocks where I want them. Yeah, at least it had 2 cats on it since it's from Phoenix, so they have to have those. I could scrap those and make some money back. I got it up on the first step here. For whatever reason, this one's a lot harder to jack up. I don't know why. I guess the jacking from the tube before gave me about an extra 6 inches. I guess we'll get started. I'm going to start with just trying to get all the fluids out of here and trying to make as minimal a mess as possible. Ha 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 ha. A man after my own heart. He used wood screws to put the headlights in. I can't get to the radiator petcock through here. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh good, solid rust. It's a desert car, that's for sure. Might have made more sense to pull the radiator from below. Try to slip the fan out of here so I can have enough room to get the rest of this thing out. Oh, there it went. It's got one of them Widowmaker fans on it. Flex fan. I call them a Widowmaker. If you got the stomach for it, look it up sometime. These rivets don't always hold so good. Yeah, fan shroud, it's nice. It's in good shape. I ain't gonna use it, but it's nice. Aha! Look, a small block. Yeah, we got some goodies in here actually. Carter AFB, wine intake, long tube headers. I mean, you know, nice fancy polished aluminum water pump on it. Gray paint job over everything. It's supposed to be a crate motor of some kind. I'm eyeballing some stuff in here. I can tell steering column's different for sure to the 4x4 setup. Thankfully JD pulled the steering column out of the other van for me. It's very nice of him. Yeah, and the whole steering box is completely different. So that's going to be interesting. Looks like the shock mounts are pretty much in the same place. Looks like that reinforced plating on the frame is pretty much the same stuff. I just been plinking away here. Got all the wiring kind of unhooked, alternator off. Got to save all that on this one, so I'd be kind of careful with it. Now I'm going to move on to the steering box because I can do it while I'm standing up. And I just realized, duh, there's no rag joint. So yeah, this one's got the freaking brights on the column. It's got the key on the column, tilt. We're gonna have to get rid of all that. I'm pretty sure the other column will bolt right in, but this is gonna lead to, you know, we're gonna have to engineer some stuff. You might notice that the clamp bolt is missing off of the steering shaft. I didn't pull that one out. That's pretty dangerous, I would say. You don't need a sway bar where we're going. Why is the frame full of water? What the hell? This caliper looks exactly the same as what was on the 1-ton stuff, so I bet we can reuse it. That'd be nice. Oh, get the shocks off here. I think these are actually good. Hell, we may even be able to reuse them. Who knows? You never unbolt shocks on a Midwestern car. I didn't tell you, folks out west just, they don't know how good they got it. I think these things are still good. Nice. Well, we don't need an idler arm where we're going. Let's get this upper ball joint separated. And you'll see I have my OSHA approved piece of wood and a jack underneath this. And that's going to keep that spring from killing me. 100%, no doubt about it. I really preferred my old school pickle fork. Oh, this thing's worthless.
Yeah, I shouldn't have bought that.
Go back old school on this. There. Look how easy that was. Sometimes manpower better. I just have to lower this and hope that spring doesn't eject and, you know, do what they do. Ba-doing. JD got all the wiring out, and we just flopped it out in one piece so we can reuse all of it. He's going to get the transmission dipstick off of there. He already took it out of the trans. So we get that out, and he might try to get that oil fill thing off too while you're at it, just so we can get it out a little easier. I guess we'll finish ripping out the front end of this thing.
Yeah.
And then drive shaft and take it out. So JD's going to yank the drive shaft. Now you pull it at the rear end of this one. Let's take the U-bolts out, and we've got the wheels chocked, so it should be good. JD got the drive shaft unbolted. Kind of stuck on him though, so there it goes. He was just in a bind. Time to make a giant mess. How full is this? It's probably all right.
Yeah, there's no way there's that much. Oh. Oh, yeah.
Good, it was probably empty. See that? It's ice falling on the roof. Beautiful out here. I love living in Missouri. Yeah, I gotta disconnect the brake lines, unfortunately. The passenger front and the rear brake line. It really bites. I was hoping to not do that, but it is what it is. It's so rare to have brake lines just easily come free. Like, I swear, my ass moving southwest one of these days. Deep within here is a bolt down in here. I gotta use a wrench on. I was able to get it broke free. And I just got to slowly work it out because they just had to put the bolts in from this direction instead of, you know, where you can get to them. Lock and load. Allow me to fix this problem. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can get to the back side of the bolt now. Obviously I cut the head of that bolt off and it comes through here under this weld nut here. So what I'm going to do is just crack that nut off of it, and then we can pull it out this way. After enough abuse with the air hammer, got the weld nut to break free, cracked it. Ta-da! That bolt's gonna have a little tension on it. You're gonna have to lift up on that cross member. Don't lose your thumb on the frame there.
I don't. I'm scared. Here, I think I could get it out now.
Yeah, all right. There you go. Nice. Cross member, and this one's held in just like that four-wheel drive's cross member. Got 3 bolts straight up, and then we have the 2 from the inside, and then 2 from the outside on the side of it. And I'm gonna take out all the bottom ones, so I don't gotta be underneath it. We'll get it to where we've only got 1 left on the sides, and then we'll pull it out and hope for the best. There she goes, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna make a mess.
It's okay.
Alright, one more. Stuck.
Hey.
Oh, it's stuck on that frame. Over here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Before I go sticking my hands in there with a pry bar, would you like to lower the transmission?
Yes.
And see if that helps? Let it go. Just let it crack it and just get out of there, alright? Oh, hate this. Hey, it didn't try to kill us this time. Throw a wheel dolly under it, and I will try to keep this pumped up. Because
Just one?
O'Reilly Auto Parts sells a hell of a cherry picker, let me tell you. A minor bloodbath under it, but not too bad. Room to spare. It's time to scavenge what we need off of this frame section out of the white van. Well, I don't know, it's boxed on the outside and the bottom of the frame rails. Theoretically, this whole panel will just come right off, right?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be like that.
Cut that weld all the way down. This thing's ready to pop out. I don't know where else it might be welded, but we will just detach it from wherever else it's welded, and we'll get that whole chunk out of there. We're gonna get it. These are all plug welds. Basically, they blew a hole in this thing and then welded through the hole to attach it to the bottom of the frame better. Unmitigated disaster has occurred. Look at this frame section here. See how that one is straight and that one is not? Well, look at the frame of the van. See how that one is straight and that one is also straight? However, I measured the inside to inside of that frame is 26.5 inches. Inside to inside of these shackles is close enough. And they're the same level. So I think all we do is just cut those shackle mounts off and weld them to the bottom of this frame. New plan. What we're going to do is get the motor in first. I was hoping to put the motor and transmission in together, so I was kind of trying to wait, but we don't get to do that now. Once it's in and bolted in, if it fits, then we'll roll the front end underneath it. Hopefully this fits underneath it. The moving dolly's pretty handy though.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, no problem.
This makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, this is the way to do it. There it is.
There we go.
Pick it up. I might need to take this side plate off. Probably a slight difference.
Oh, yeah. I need to support a lot.
This is safe. I'm gonna run out. You gonna get enough out of it?
Maybe. Ooh.
Awfully close. Oh my god, that's so tempting to just... Should I? I think I can do it.
If we do like all of them,
Yeah.
and just kind of tighten them down.
Yeah. Unbelievably sketchy setup. Might be able to get a bolt. It's pretty close. Yeah.
Let's go. Okay.
I'm gonna go to the other side.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody put some wood blocks in the way over here. Fucking come on. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
butter.
Did you get the other side tight?
No, not yet, but
Oh,
I'll get there.
okay.
For whatever reason, this hole doesn't line up with itself. It lines up perfect with the van. Let me just make it a little bigger. No, we upgraded. We got 3/4 inch bolts through there now, not puny little 9/16 head bolts. Yeah, we really have improved things a great deal. You'll see my work here. I could not get this frame support off to save my life. I was going to end up destroying the frame of the van, which would be bad. So I just cut off all the bosses on it and smoothed it out, and I figure a little extra bracing could never hurt, right? So this side plate here, it has slotted holes in it. It's actually adjustable, and it was in just a little bit further than, you know, this van could take. Actually, my holes are lined up pretty good over here. Got to make some slight alterations. You guys didn't think I was going to do this the right way, did you? Just realized that this was still doing things. Oh my god, it's got a lot of pressure on it.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh, there's the motor.
Cool. Yep.
It's in there by itself.
Wow, it's so hard to install that, really.
Yeah, no. You know how many people told me that 454s don't fit in vans, even though they came in them? Alright, I'm cutting the shackle hangers off. I'm going to get the 2 rear ones off. We're going to bolt them to that front diff. Then roll it under here and see where we need to put it. Clean up the frame here where we're going to weld them direct to the frame, I guess. It's thick enough. Should be fine. It's 3 layers of plate. They're going to end up going on, I don't know, something to that effect, right? Mm-hmm. My only point of reference is this front tip here. I measure back from the shock mount to that front tip, and if I know that front tip sits right on the edge like that, we can just kind of look over here, look at it, see how it kind of almost hangs over the edge, the furthest away one. So we have 2 points of reference now. We've got the back corner of it and the front corner of it. Gonna put us in somewhere like that, and there we go. Just one little tack here to hold it in place. It looks straight. I think that's pretty good. Both shackle mounts are tacked into place, just barely. Let's try to wheel this under there. There we go. Oh man. It's like professionalism in here. Alright, come on, mighty 110 flux core. Let's see what we can do. Ugly but sturdy. Well, whatever idiot cut that out of that frame section left a big old gap in it because he cut it off too low. So I'll just make it fit. Gotta fix the other guy's work. You guys know how that goes. Yeah, I'm kind of a welder. You know, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, they love my work. Ha ha ha, bad weld joke. God, obligatory. Alright, you got about, I don't know, half of the back ones welded in. We'll come back for it later. Just not willing to commit right away till we know for sure that this is gonna work. Sure looks like it's gonna work, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah.
Dude, it's dead on the money. I mean, it's a little bit this way, but
That's okay.
we can shift these springs a little bit. It ain't nothing that we can't deal with.
And we can put that bracket anywhere we want.
And I'm looking pretty much even with the wheel well here. It's the same. So our laterally, we're positioned the same. I mean, close enough. It wasn't put in very well before, as you guys know. This spring isn't even straight. It cocks over to try to catch that frame rail. And that would have been this one. And look, it overhangs the frame rail. So we'll have to put a plate under it and box it in, but it's gonna work. I mean, that's gonna work for sure. Right back where we started, Buff has returned to help maybe finish the job. That's a big maybe. The rear shackle mounts are more or less in. You gotta get the front shackle mounts in, and steering box, steering column, steering, you know, everything else. But no big deal. Yeah, we got this. We got 2 days. And it's literally 0 outside and getting colder, which is awesome. Buff is a better welder than I, so we will let him do some of this stuff. Look at the bright side, Buff. Once this is done, we just have to do everything else.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad.
No, it'll go right there.
That's a good spot for it. Don't weld it to the part that moves. That's right, folks. We're cooking with gas now. While Buff attempts to stick that crap to this crappy van, I shall relinquish the shackle mounts from this front stub. One of those. Well, we've got to add a little bit of bracing in here because the hanger sticks over the frame of this one just a hair. So I got some scrap tread plate laying around. That fills it in just beautifully and has a rustic look. Keep welding, Buff.
I'm getting there.
We don't finish this van, we're gonna lose the shop. I must devise a way to make this fit. I cut that off of that frame section, and if you might notice, it doesn't really quite line up with the frame rail, and neither did it. It didn't on the other van either. So what I've determined is that a 5x5 plate welded here will attach that, sturdy that up. I need to make a slight alteration to the van in order to fit this. So we just gotta, you know, just get rid of this here. It's optional, really. Same on this side. And just get rid of them. You said it's perfect, right? Glad I called in the pros. And that's out of our way now. The Buff is wrapped up this side. Looks great. I mean, I couldn't have booger welded it any better myself. Now he's on to the passenger side on the back. And I am going to dig into my new accessory drive, courtesy of CVF Racing. I've used these guys for years. It's all made in the USA, and it's about half the price of the competition for complete accessory drives. Obviously, we only had the TBI accessories for the big block, and it's just big and bulky and awful. This should really clean that up. First things first here, let me get my new water pump out. Yeah, I got the water pump from them, and I figured I probably needed it anyway. And now everything will 100% match. This is a high flow aluminum water pump they sell. It'll look really nice on there. So cool. Now there's our CVF water pump. And we just, you know, need the rest of it. If I have a plan for these front shackles, I cut some squares like that, huh? We weld that up on the ground and then just put that whole plate up on the frame, and it should be strong.
I'm sure it'll work.
Yeah, probably. Our crank pulley is installed. Getting the alternator bracket ready to go, but before we do that, we need to change the pulley on this to a serpentine style pulley, which is provided. Now it smells like you're doing a good job over there.
Probably my skin burning.
You'll notice my attention to detail with this alternator. See how, grime? New. It's kind of a new look I'm going for. It's that patina thing everyone likes. Hey, here's a shocker. I didn't read the instructions. It came with an alternator fan, so I get to change that. It'll look way better. Hey, that fits a lot better. Buff, we got a fancy alternator now.
Nice.
I mean, I ain't never seen one quite like this. It looks all space age and stuff. Something I really like about the CVF kits, they always use these turnbuckles for adjustment, and it just simplifies everything so much. I went with this kit for a specific reason. It's a dual serpentine kit, obviously. I wanted the freedom and adjustability of having V-belts, but the longevity of serpentine belts. So I think this will work pretty good. I mean, I guess time will tell, but I have used them forever with good luck. The Buff's over here on the CNC machine getting these prepped. Yep. Is that cut to fit? Is it exact?
I think so. We're gonna
Okay.
put that bracket right there and mount it.
Perfection, really.
It'll be beautiful.
Just wrapping up the power steering pump bracket install. I went ahead and got a power steering pump through CVF just to simplify things. Figured I probably needed one anyway. By simply adjusting this turnbuckle, you can tension our alternator belt. The power steering belt, you just kind of yank on it. Gets it nice and tight. Our accessory drive is taken care of. Thanks CVF Racing. I'm going to put a link down in the description. Check them out. Little Buff has returned from the fabrication area with these.
They look cool.
It's beautiful. It's great. Welded straight to tread plate for safety. You wouldn't want to slip. Yeah. It's like a puzzle you have to use a hammer on. Just run this jack up. We get these sitting up, kind of where we want them. That spring's going to meet the bottom of the frame. Need to do a little more trimming over there. Yeah, same over here. I guess I'll weld these, or at least some of them. Now that we're back to flux core, I'm more familiar with it, You stoke that fire, it's getting cold. The inside of the frame is on fire. It's probably full of power steering fluid.
Probably.
Well, we got some really pro-grade gusseting going on in there. Just some 1/8 inch angle iron plated around both of them just to help. So let's see what happens when we put it on the ground. Holy crap. There it is. I don't know, does it spring?
Yeah.
It does. Tomorrow's job, we'll throw a steering box in it. The chassis of the vans are different enough. We're going to kind of have to start from scratch here. Buff has our CNC templated template machine.
CAD design.
CAD, yes. We're just going to see if any of this looks like it'll even fit, which it does.
What do you think of that?
That is not bad, but will the steering box fit up there?
Well, I haven't tried that yet.
But that ain't bad. I don't hate it.
First eyeball.
Yeah. Just have to make some minor adjustments to this so it'll fit. I mean, nothing too severe. This is pretty standard practice when it comes to four-wheel driving your van. Clarence. Here's our new plan. Steering box doesn't really fit. Some idiot put angle iron in it. It's all in the way right here. So we're gonna have to grind that out. Then we've got to fill about 1/4 of an inch between the frame rail and the box. I have the skid plate here. We'll rob some chunks out of it. That'll work. There's one. So we got to drill holes with our official template right there. But we're going to make 2. That way we can box the frame on the other side, because when the steering box falls out, it's a straight up bad time. I get it mounted up in my antique Craftsman drill press here for ease of drilling. I'm going to drill a pilot hole first, or die trying. Drilling lube. Definitely not penetrating oil.
big hole. Buff's welding in the plate in the frame. Oh, that looks profesh. And we have a matching one over here to put on the inside. While Buff finishes that up, I'm gonna put on our new flex plate from Summit Racing. I had to get a new one because the factory big block one is only drilled for the big pattern for like a Turbo 400. Turbo 350 uses a smaller pattern on the torque converter. So I picked up a dual drilled one, this real cheap one from Summit Racing. It is SFI approved, so at least we can go drag racing. I'm going to use ARP bolts, little blue thread lock, and torque to 80 pounds. 80. 80. 80. Alright, we just got to drill the holes through the frame, and these theoretically will bolt right up to the steering box. Easy. Easy. Yeah. Ow. Flatten the frame out over here, cutting all the nubs off. There we go. About half a bolt hole off.
The whole thing just needs to kind of tip towards the van.
Is that gonna work?
Like it's off of the piece. We just need to hammer it home. Keep going. That's it.
Well, it's in there. We got to hog out the holes on the inside here. Get those bolts through. No biggie there. But it is sitting in there. It has a steering box. I had to make a run to the hardware store and buy like $80 worth of overpriced bolts. So drive her home, Buff. Yeah, any day now will be all right. You know, just drive it right home. Yeah, yeah. That's not working at all.
Yep.
It needs to go down on this side, so yeah. Up. Yes. So with that 1/8 inch plate, it already has 2 layers of 1/8 inch in the frame rail, plus another layer of 1/8 inch for the factory steering box, plus we put 2 more onto it. So that is really good. There's the steering box. Now we still got to weld that plate in, but one step closer. Next up, steering column. In the tale of 3 vans, here's a tale of 2 steering columns. They are completely different. They don't even resemble each other. They don't even mount in the van the same way. I think this U-joint here will help us. We need that to get a little more angle out of it, as opposed to the straight shaft. That, we need a rag joint, instead of just a splined end like this. So what we'll probably end up doing is, alright, cutting that off and attaching that. But I think our game plan here is to use this column. This
adjusts.
Yeah, you drill that roll pin there. We cut up both columns, trying to make one column work. Use this, the end of the spline off the other column, put in here to weld into here, and it still doesn't work. The angles of our dangles are all wrong. So I've opened up the bottom of the firewall here, hopefully give us a little more of a straight shot. Ideally, we would have kicked the steering box up a little bit, but that just wasn't an option. Our modifications continue. We're trying to get this whole deal as short as we can. So we're going to grind some flats on here, try to drive that little slip thing all the way down if we can. That's going to gain us about 1 inch. Oh yeah, well, we gained quite a bit there.
A lot.
Yeah, so we really screwed this up. Turns out that rag joint coupler just comes right off the steering box and has the exact same splines as what we cut off of the van's original steering shaft. But good news is I did pick up a new one on eBay for 35 bucks. Bad news is we gotta wait for it. I guess tomorrow we'll go work on other stuff. Back out here tonight. I don't have a lot of time tonight to get anything done, but I'm gonna try to get the rear end plucked out of this. So let's get it up in the air and start unbolting it. The steering column fiasco, I don't even know if that's gonna get resolved in this video, but I think I have the parts coming to make it right. That just, you know, sometimes shit happens, guys. We've all been there, made mistakes, and that's what happened here. But we can still keep going, and not like there's any shortage of other stuff to do. I suppose we'll start with the shocks. It is literally, I believe, negative 10 degrees here. So I can't leave my heater off for too long, or I will die. And, you know, I'm assuming, you know, some of you might like to see that, but I personally would not, and so, you know, I may have to turn you off and kick that heater on for a while. Bruh, I just deleted my exhaust, bruh. So cool, bruh. I think these shocks are still good. Might as well try to salvage them, because I'm kind of a cheap bastard. I've had to unbolt the trailer hitch off of this thing. And all the bolts came out of it. It's amazing that I gotta move, man. Gotta get this thing out of the way so I can get the shackle bolts out of it. Jesus. Alright, place your bets. Are the shackle bolts just gonna slide right out of here, huh? Is that what's gonna happen? I doubt it. Even the desert van, probably not. Wow. I've never even seen such a thing. What? Oh, yeah. But I've actually unbolted the shackle mount, not the where it goes to the leaf spring, and I think I need this shackle. I'm pretty sure I can reuse these on the other rear end, so I want to save them, but we can remove them once they're, you know, once this thing's on the ground. Hey, look. One of those. I think we're going to end up needing to save these shackles because these are the ones I bought. I guess they're pretty close. They may be the same. Definitely a different design, but I guess they're pretty much the same. But these look just like what was on the other van, so let's see if we can just get them out of there. Now you watch, these things will fight tooth and nail. There we go. Oh, we might need that. Well, I got some bushings to put in the leaf springs of the 14 bolt rear end that we will be installing underneath here. And I've already got one started. This isn't exactly how you want to put bushings in. You know, you would normally want to use a press and have the leaf spring unbolted, but I'm not touching those U-bolts, so here we go. That is professionally installed. This one's being a little tougher, so we're going to work smarter, not harder. I've put one of the shackle bolts in here, the big washer on this side. Theoretically, I tighten this nut, and it'll just draw it through. Hammer got it the rest of the way, and there we go. This thing is ready to install. My lower back already hurts. Trying to get the rear end in position here. We're pretty close. I think I'm gonna have to tighten that upper shackle bolt afterwards. It just needs a little tickling. Very gently. There we go. I got new bolts for this. I really went all out. I didn't need them, but I did buy them. This one just needs a little extra persuasion. Nothing to it, really. It's just standard procedure. Come on. Right there. The jack under the snout of the differential. I'm assuming I can just swing it right into place. And it'll be just that easy.
Alright, so you need a little bit to the right on this.
And I need to go a little to the right as well.
Okay. Do you have any spring stretchers? They work along the premise of a board stretcher, but...
Oh yeah, there we go. Kinda. I had to steal Jess off the camera to get that one in. We got it. Got one more to go.
They're so close.
Pretty close.
Real close. Hi guys. Be lowered a bit.
I could lower the jack and see what happens.
Okay, I'll let you know.
I'll leave the screwdriver in there.
Okay.
Let me stay right here. Wait, maybe I won't lower the jack right now.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe
right
do a
this
little
second.
shimmy
Yeah,
out.
maybe I'll move out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. So it's coming in a little bit too high.
I don't know why I don't put this on my lift in my 80 bay shop.
Oh, the one with the heater?
Yeah.
And the heated floors and all that?
Man, you know. Aha!
Haha, success.
It has a rear end now. These are the old shocks off of Old Blue, my 3/4 ton truck. And they're taller than what was on it by about 3 inches, but I think it needs that. And, you know, we got the coilovers, that way we could hold more weight. So we definitely don't have enough springs. Slide that through. That, and I just gotta lift up the rear end just a hair. Yeah, and then this thing's gonna ride even worse now. Oh, awesome. Bombs away.
Yeah, totally fine.
Very, very cool. It sits just about right too. That looks good. We got a long ways to go yet. It's up just a touch in the front end, but I think with the weight of the transmission and everything, it'll probably bring it down just a little bit. And we have no shocks in the front end either. But, with that said, I think I'm probably out of time for this one. I wanted to try to do it all in one. This has just been too much to do in one video. You've seen about 4 weeks of filming just to get to this point. But we're close. I mean, there's a light at the end of the tunnel now. Tune in next time to see the finished result of this, I think. And, you know, we'll be putting the transmission in and stuff tonight, probably. But, you know, we still have no steering, a radiator, and all the front end parts, and drive shafts, a transfer case, and there's a lot to unpack here still. So, anyway, see you guys next time on Pole Barn Garage. Stay tuned and hit subscribe to see the rest of this 4x4 van build.